Okay, so let's start. Fine. So quick feedback. Is it visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible and audible.
Okay, that's great. Fine. So we are seeing this advanced electric drives, and in that particularly now we are looking for the space vector PWM, and we have tried to see how it can be realized. So let's say we have represented our quantities in terms of vector, and we have tried to see what and how we can do to realize this vector in a space vector domain. So this is where the space vector concept or space vector PWM concept comes from. So we have seen that the active vectors which are associated with that particular sector are applied for the given times which we have computed, and then the remaining time in the switching cycle or in the sampling time we spend with the zero vectors, so that our switching frequency is constant or sampling time is constant. And also we have seen some ways how to have, no, let's say we have multiple samples. So what we are doing basically, when the vector is rotating, let's say this figure, when the vector is rotating on this inner circle, the red circle, so we are sampling at different instants. By sampling, what I mean that we are realizing the vector on sample basis. So what is the meaning of that? We will just try to understand it a bit. Let's say our sector is there and we are trying to realize the vector. So for example, this itself we can take. Now what is happening? See, we are saying that we are realizing this vector which is at Vs 10 degree. Now what is meaning of that? Realizing a vector at this instant. So we are realizing it by applying these vector sequences 0, 1 to 7. Now this cannot happen that this we are applying instantaneously. So there are time allotted for each vector, whether it is 0 or active vector. So let's say tz by 2, then t1, then t2, then again tz by 2. These are the times allotted for each vector, whatever we are applying, to realize this sample at this instant. Let's say Vs angle 10 degree. Now actually what we are doing, when the vector is rotating, because it's a continuous quantity, the fundamental component is a sinusoidal quantity, and that's a continuous quantity. There is no break or change in this. So then what we are doing, it is rotating continuously, and we start applying these vectors as soon as it, when it comes in this range. Let us say if you have to realize any sample or any vector at 10 degree, what we actually do, we start applying that sequence from, let us say, 0 to 20 degree. So let me draw this little more clearly, and then we will come back to. So because this is one thing which is important to have in our understanding. Okay, let me take this particular sector. So basically understanding what is the meaning of applying the vectors and realizing on an average. This is what we are trying to understand. Let us say it is here, and our vector, the fundamental component of voltage, is rotating on this circle. It's a continuous quantity. It is rotating in counterclockwise direction. So when we say that we are trying to realize our sample at this instant, let's say 10 degree, Now, what is the meaning of that? To realize a sample at 10 degree means these vectors, what we are applying 0, 1 to 7, these must be distributed over some theta, let's say sample equal to 20 degree around this particular instant. So now because for 3 samples we have theta sampling equal to 20 degree. So one at 10 degree, another at 30 degree, another at 50 degree. So these are the samples. Maybe we can draw a little more realistic. Okay, next diagram I will see. Or let me just draw a little more realistic. So then it will be useful. Okay, so what do I mean by realistic is, let us divide the angles properly. So let's say the 10 degree is somewhere here. Then we have 30 degree, which is somewhere here. And then we have 50 degree, which is somewhere here. Yes, now this is little better. So this is our 10 degree angle. So our sample will come over here, which will be Vs 10 degree. This is Vs 30 degree. And this is Vs 50 degree. Okay, now let's have one arc over here. Let's say I take this. And let me increase the size. So almost something like this. So now the vector which we are trying to realize, so this black circle actually is the locus of your fundamental vector, how it is rotating. It's rotating on this circle continuously. And we are trying to realize it on sample basis. So one instant is here, another instant is here, and another instant is here. And the options we have that we are applying this vector by this sample by applying these vectors 0, 1 to 7. And then this vector by 7 to 1, 0. And then this vector by 0, 1 to 7. Now, the meaning of averages, let us say if we have to realize any sample at 10 degree and we know that our theta sampling is 20 degree. So when we apply this sequence starting from, okay, let me call this angle as alpha. So when you start applying this sample between 0 and 20 degree, so although we are deciding the intervals in terms of time, but time and theta are just related with omega. So omega t1 you can say like theta 1 over which the first vector is applied. Then omega t2 is theta 2 over which t2 is, this 2 is applied. And then omega tz by 2 over which this or into tz that can be called as theta z, over which these 0 vectors are applied. So time and theta are related like this. Now, if we apply these vectors in this range 0 to 20 degree, which means while the vector is rotating, so we have the measure of where the vector is. So the moment it starts from 0 degree to theta z by 2, in this range we have applied 0. Now from theta z by 2 to some theta 1 plus theta z by 2. Over this interval, we have applied 1 and so on. And next interval could be like theta 1 plus theta z by 2 to theta 1 plus theta z by 2 plus theta 2. So like that it will go on, and here we are applying 2. So what is happening up to this angle 0 to 20 degree, we have applied our vectors, and then only in the middle we have realized our voltage vector. So this we have to understand what is the meaning of applying these vectors 0, 1 to 7. It's not instantaneous. It is applied over the range. So when a vector is realized at theta equal to 10 degree with sampling time of 20 degree, which means we have actually applied over our vectors 0, 1 to 7 over this range 0 to 20 degree. Then only we have got our sample at 10 degree realized correctly. If you shift this, your position of this sample will change. Let us say if you apply this 0, 1 to 7 sequence between 10 and 30 degree, then actually we would have realized some Vs angle 15 degree and not 10 degree. So that is what I mean by this realization, how we are doing. Now this is important thing to understand for conventional space vector. So good. I hope you have understood this thing. Is it clear? Any response there? No response, not clear? Okay. Am I not audible?
Yes, sir.
Audible.
Audible, but what? Some question I asked, right?
Yes, sir. It is clear, sir.
What is clear?
The position at which we are applying the sequence voltage
Okay, now
vectors. Sir.
then let me ask, if you have to realize vector at Vs 30 degree, what will be the range of your applying vectors? 7210. Over which range you will apply for 20 degree sampling? Answers? Okay, Vikas is leaving.
Yes, sir. Please show the figures.
Yes. So one thing you please note that nowadays Microsoft is giving your attendance also. So please be careful. If you keep logging off and joining in, that means everything is getting recorded. Okay, now answers. No answer. Pranjal, Suraj, Rajesh, Akib, Gopal,
Yes.
Pooja.
Sir, 40 to 50 alpha.
Yes. Why
No,
other
sir.
people are
Sir,
not listening?
20 to 40.
Which one?
20 to 40.
Is this correct? Is this correct?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Suraj, Rajesh, Akib, Gopal, Vijeta.
Yes, sir. It is correct.
Yes, sir.
So what will be the range for next sample Vs 50 degree? Answers.
40 to 60.
Okay. Someone else?
$50 to $70.
Very good. Who else? Okay, then let me stop over here if you are not responding. So the class I am ending today here because no one is responding, so it cannot go on like that.
Sir, can you please explain it one more time because I didn't get the range for how we are selecting alpha.
This is what I am asking. If you are not getting asked the question, you cannot remain mute spectators, right?
Yes, sir.
This is why I am asking questions. Although it is getting recorded, but still you need to remain awake. See, the whole point what we are trying to discuss over here is what is the meaning of realizing any vector at some angle, let's say alpha degree. What is the meaning of this? Do we apply these vectors 0, 1 to 7 at just alpha? The moment you see Vs is at alpha, you apply all these vectors. Is this possible? It's not possible.
Yes, sir.
Because every vector is associated with some time, or if you multiply by the omega, then it with some angle, which means that much duration you have to apply these vectors. So if you are trying to realize any vector alpha degree or any vector at alpha degree, you need to have the application of these vector sequences over this range alpha degree minus theta sampling by 2 to alpha, let's say alpha naught I can give alpha naught plus theta sampling by 2. Now is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it is clear.
So if you have to realize the vector at 10 degree, it means what? We would have applied our sequence 0, 1 to 7 or 7 to 1, 0 over this 10 minus theta sampling by 2 to 10 plus theta sampling by 2. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Or shall I write more clearly?
No, sir. Now
Yes,
it
sir.
is clear, sir.
So now again, quick answers. What is the value if we have to realize for Vs 10 degree? For theta sampling equal to 20 degree?
0 to 20.
Yes.
0 to 20, sir.
Now Vs 30 degree?
20 to 40.
Yes.
20 to 40.
20, 40.
Now
20 to
Vs
40.
50 degree?
40 to 60.
Correct?
40 to 60.
40 to 60.
Yeah. Are you getting this
40 to 60.
continuity? How it is coming?
Yes.
You are
Yes, sir. Now
continuously
understood.
applying these vectors 0, 1 to 7, 7 to 1, 0, 0, 1 to 7 for all these angle range. Getting my point? Only
Yes, sir.
because you have applied
Yes, sir.
this
Yes.
vector sequence between 0 and 20, you have got your sample at 10 degree. Only because you have applied this over this range 20 to 40, you have got your sample at 30 degree. Only because you have applied this here between 40 to 60, you have got at 50 degree. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
If you shift this position, if you shift these starting and ending points, you will be shifting these locations. If let us say you apply from 10 degree to 30 degree, any vector sequence, the vector would be realized at 15 degree for theta sampling equal to 20 degree. Getting my point?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
that is why starting and ending point of your sequence is very, very important for this realization. So all this T1, T2, Tz, this has this meaning, which is what we are computing and applying. This is the meaning of applying the vector. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, how do we choose sampling? Let us say we are saying that, okay, one sample at 10 degree, another sample at 30 degree, another sample at 50 degree. How are we choosing this? Who is deciding that? So here again, you need to understand two things. Let me bring down this sector again. Please pay attention in the class. Later on, don't complain that you have not understood an assignment you are not able to do. These complaints are useless if you don't pay attention in the class. So now let us say for this. We are trying to figure out where all our samples would be. So how do we decide that we have to get a sample at 10 degree or 30 degree or 50 degree? This is what we are trying to understand. Now, with all discussions on PWM and other things, one thing you must have understood that for a good PWM waveform quality, we must have symmetry in our approach. Is that clear?
Sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now by symmetry, I mean symmetry in having these samples. Let us say if you draw the complete circle or the complete hexagon, these samples must be evenly distributed in these sectors. So evenly distribution means if let us say you choose, this is one option I am giving. Let's say you choose a sample at the middle of every sector. Then all other samples must be equally distributed around this middle of the sector. Is that clear for symmetry? If you have more samples on this half than this half, then the symmetry is not maintained. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
for this sequence, because we are discussing conventional space vector PWM, for this sequence, always the counting must be odd. Because we are starting with 1 0 vector, we have to end with the next 0 vector. We cannot have something like this 0 1 2 7 and then 7 2 1 0. This is not good PWM because you are ending with 0 and next sector you need to start with the next 0. Then only the things will match. If you go back and recall your ZA, AB and ZB, this sequence. So this number of samples must be odd. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, obviously, when the number is coming odd, one sample if you keep at the middle of the sector, then on the other two halves, you can have equal number of samples. Let's say if there are n samples, so one at this and then n minus 1 by 2 on this half and n minus 1 by 2 on this half. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you have three samples, n equal to 3, which means one sample we are having at the middle of the sector and then one sample in the other two halves. Now, the location is decided by your theta sampling. So this theta sampling is done on uniform basis. So let's say in a sector, the theta sampling would be 60 by n. So that is your sampling, which means if this sample is sitting at this alpha equal to 30 degree, then your next sample would be theta sample away from this middle. And then the next sample would be 20 degree away from this middle and another sample 20 degree away from the middle. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Which is why we get one sample at 10 degree and another sample at 50 degree. So we are maintaining some symmetry now. if you check the other sector, here the next sample will be 20 degree apart from the previous sample. Getting my point? So that is how we evenly distribute these samples in the whole fundamental cycle. So the possibilities for the number n or the number of samples is any odd integer. This could be 1 also. So if it is 1, which means only one sample at alpha equal to 30 degree. If it, though there are 3 samples, so next number is 3 odd integer. So then we have sample at what? 10 degree, 30 degree and 50 degree. Now, if the number is 5, let's say we have n equal to 5, then what are the locations? Can you quickly tell? Quick answers. If we have 5 samples for conventional space vector PWM, what will be the location of these samples?
10, 30, 50, 70, 90.
How are you going 90? The sector ends at 60 degree. Say again. Anybody?
Sir, on 7.5 degree, then 15, then 30, like this, or
Are you sure 7.5 degree?
no, sir, no,
Sir,
sir.
it can be also.
No, not what it can be, but what
So
it is.
means it can be a minus angle also, no?
Y minus angle. We
No,
are
sir,
deciding angles within the sector. Why you are crossing that sector? Minus angle, more than 60 degree. Why all this?
Sir, it is 10 degree,
Sir,
20,
6,
30, and 40
18,
degree, like this.
No.
sir, 6,
How
18,
15, 10
30,
degree?
19.5, sir.
Hmm?
19.5.
hello, sir,
Yes.
6, 18, 30, 48, and 60.
One more, not 60. Getting my point? How do you compute? So when you have 3 sample, what is your theta sampling? 20 degree. Correct?
Yes.
Is this correct?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Here your theta sampling is 60 degree. One sample only, so that's why theta sampling is 60 degree. Here your theta sampling is 20 degree. Here your theta sampling is what? 12 degree. Now you keep one sample at the middle. 30 degree, one sample is fixed everywhere. That is what we are saying, no? In the middle of the sector, we have one sample. That is fixed. We are not changing that. So we are maintaining that point. There is one sample always at this theta equal to 30, sorry, alpha equal to 30 degree. Now the remaining are distributed about that. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So if you keep one sample here at 30 degree, what options you have? You can have 2 more samples on this side and 2 more samples on this side for n equal to 5. So 2 more samples means first you come some 12 degrees from this, then another 12 degrees from this, somewhere here. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So your first
Yes, sir.
sample comes at 6 degree. The next sample comes at 12 degree. Sorry, 18 degree. And then you have at 30 degree. And then next will go at, say what is the number?
42.
42 degree.
and then 54 degree.
42.
4.
Then the previous sector will also have a sample at its 54 degree. So 54, 6 here, 6 here. Now this is also 12. So equal distribution will come again here at 6 degree in the next sector. So again your 12 degree distribution. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So this is how the samples
Yes,
are
sir.
distributed equally in all the complete fundamental cycle. So now you can decide for n equal to 7, what would be the numbers? Quickly, can you tell? Anybody? 1 at 30 degree, that is there. Now what are the numbers? Quickly. Okay, what is theta sampling?
Eight point five
8.5. 8.57 degree.
Yes. From next class, please sit with the calculator with you. 8.57. So what the next
Okay, sir.
the samples would be?
21.42.
Yes. Then next one.
38.57.
Yes. And so on. So the first sample will come over here at theta sample by 2. The half of this. Always. And it will end at 60 minus theta sample by 2. Always. Getting my point? So these locations you can very clearly say the middle of this thing, this is 30 degree fixed. The first one is theta sample by 2. The last one is 60 minus theta sample by 2. These three you can straight away tell, and then whatever comes in between. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now
sir.
it's clear, sir.
Good. So this we have understood. Now, when we are putting all this sampling and all here and there, what is happening to the switching frequency? So how do we decide switching frequency for our system? No? So let us first understand from the sine triangle point of view that what actually switching frequency means. So we have our subcycle, what we have seen earlier. And let's say we have a rising carrier half. So one rising and one falling we will have in the carrier cycle. This is Ts by 2, half of the carrier cycle or one subcycle. These are the limits -1 and then we have +1. Then our modulating signal. So somewhere the MR, MY, MB, all these would be there such that the sum of MR, MY, MB would be 0. This is true, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, in these different intervals, we are trying to apply different vectors. So let us say in the first one, we are applying minus, minus, minus. Then we have applied plus, minus, minus. Then we have applied plus, plus, minus. Let's say I am talking about a scenario which is something like this. MR going near the peak and MB near the negative. And then we have plus, plus, plus. So one switching at this instant we are having, another switching at this instant, and another switching at this instant. So how many switchings are there? You need to speak.
3 switches.
Three
Three
switchings, sir.
switchings in one
3
subcycle.
switches.
So now if we have complete subcycle, how many switchings would be there? So in one subcycle, number of switchings are how many? Let's say I write NSW in one subcycle. How many are there?
3 switchings, sir.
Okay. This is half subcycle and this is complete subcycle. Please pay attention here. Lot of things depend on this. One subcycle. Now we have complete subcycle or one switching cycle or one carrier frequency or one sampling frequency, you can say. How many would be there?
6.
6. Because 3 in this, and then we will come back plus minus, and again minus. So this is how the switchings would be. Again 3 more switchings. Correct? So in
Yes,
one
sir.
carrier cycle, we have 6 switchings in all 3 phases. So if we have pulse number P given, the pulse number is P. Then what is our carrier frequency? P times of fundamental frequency. Is this clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Or
Yes,
not
sir.
pulse number, let us say, I write because we have defined something else. We have defined like the carrier frequency and fundamental frequency must be odd triplet, right? So the carrier frequency must be odd triplet times of the fundamental frequency. This is what we have discussed earlier for maintaining symmetry. So then if this number is, let's say n is coming too many times, let's say this is m. So in m cycles, how many switchings we will have? 6m for 3 phases. Getting my points? When I say switching, this means whether on to off or off to on with respect to the top switch. Is this clear or not? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Clear.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then let me say another term, which is switching cycle, which is complete when we have on to off and then off to on. These both transitions are there. Then we call that as switching cycle. So then how many switching cycle would be there? 6m divided by 2, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
6m switchings are happening. So 6m by 2 switching cycles would be there in all 3 phases. So per phase, how much it will come?
1.
1.
Hmm?
1.
What is 1?
M.
M, sir.
Correct. So
Yes, sir.
our switching frequency per phase is actually m times of our fundamental frequency, where m is actually what? The ratio of our carrier frequency to fundamental frequency. So that is why we say in 2-level inverter, our switching frequency is nothing but our carrier frequency. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Now the
Yes,
same
sir.
thing, let us try to understand from the space vector point of view. So this you understood. Now our carrier frequency, we know it can be 3 times, 9 times, 15 times, 21 times the fundamental frequency, which means our switching frequency can also be, let us say our fundamental frequency is 50 Hertz. So then our switching frequency could be 150 or 450 or 750 and so on Hertz. So these are fixed numbers. This is what we have seen earlier also, right? So we saw last time from different perspective. Now the same thing let us see from the space vector point of view. Now in the space vector what we are doing, very similar thing we are doing. In a sector, when we are realizing a sample, we are applying the vectors, let us say 0, then 1, or let me write here 1, 2 and 7. So what we are doing for every sample, we are having these states applied. So how many switchings are happening per sample? Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
For all three
Yes.
phases, 3 switchings are there. Now, if there are n samples, that's what we have seen, no? For n samples, what will be the number of switchings in a sector? 3 into n. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
For all 3 phases. Now, this is one sector. How many sectors we have?
6.
6 sectors.
So in one fundamental cycle, we have 6 sectors, which means total number of switchings, let's say NSWI, right? So this becomes what? 18N. So if you are having one sample in one fundamental in one sector, which means you will be having 18 switchings in that fundamental frequency for all 3 phases. So again, if I ask you what is the switching cycle or number of switching cycles, then that would be how much? Getting this or not? It's very simple thing, but I want you to have little attention over here because this is where we will decide lot of things. So then our switching frequency per phase, switching cycle is basically one on and off cycle, on to off, then off to on. So that is what is called as one switching cycle, means switching frequency for the fundamental period would be into fundamental frequency. So this would be 9n by 3 because per phase, and then times of fundamental frequency. So this again comes back to 3n fs, where n is any odd integer. This is number of samples in a sector. So which is again an odd integer. So what we are getting here also is exactly same as what we have seen in our sine triangle case, that switching frequency is actually 3n times of fs or odd triplen multiple of the fundamental frequency. So again the switching frequency is same as what? For 50 hertz of fundamental frequency, it is 150 hertz, 450 hertz, 750 hertz, and so on. So this I have talked from conventional space vector point of view. Conventional space vector PWM. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So only thing I'm going to, trying to go little slow. That's why I'm asking for the answers again and again. You need to be little more attentive then. Now, this is the similarity. So lot of similarities we are seeing from the sine triangle PWM. The similarity is the same vectors we are applying in, if we talk about any sector, the same type of switching frequency we are getting for both the PWMs, sine triangle and conventional space vector. But if we see another interesting thing for conventional space vector PWM, the limit of fundamental voltage generated by that. So let me take this now. So for sine triangle, how much is the limit what we have discussed? Any answers? What is the fundamental voltage limit for VDC bus voltage for sine triangle PWM? Any answers?
Sir, 0.5 VDC, sir. Sine triangle PWM.
How much?
So 3 VDC by pi.
Wow. This is something interesting. So peak phase voltage generated by the sine triangle PWM is how much? Interesting. Okay. So apart from me, some 11 more people. Any answers?
The 0.5 VDC.
Yes. So is this not clear so far to all of you?
So clear, sir. That 0.5.
Then why you are not responding? Okay. For third harmonic injected PWM, what is the maximum limit?
VDC by
Say again.
so VDC by root 3.
Clear, right, to all of you? So this is
Yes,
what
sir.
we say as DC bus utilization. This is what we have been discussing in lot of classes. Here this is only 0.5 for sine triangle PWM. Here for third harmonic injected it becomes 0.577. Now we are trying to see the same thing for space vector PWM. We are finding lot of similarity with sine triangle PWM. That's why we are comparing this aspect as well. So this is the limit of the fundamental voltage generated by the conventional space vector PWM in the linear modulation zone. So if you keep on applying the 0, 1 to 7, 7 to 1, 0 and 0, 1 to 7 and so on for all the sectors like that, whichever respective voltage vector come over here. So the limit is this inner circle touching the hexagon boundary. That is the limit for the fundamental voltage what we can generate maximum, which means this is the maximum voltage vector what can be realized with this PWM, conventional space vector PWM. Now what is the value of or what is the magnitude of this vector which is touching the boundary? Some quick answers. How do you solve this?
3 VDC by pi.
3 VDC by pi. What is pi? Is it correct? So let us see. What is this length? The length of the vector? 1. What is the length of the vector 1?
VDC by 2.
So which means none of you are actually seeing the lectures. You are just sitting there.
VDC, sir. VDC.
VDC.
No, sir. VDC.
Sir, VDC by 2.
This is VDC. When you have plus minus minus and you compute the voltage vector magnitude, which means V alpha, V beta magnitude. So that is 3 by 2 times of VR fundamental or whatever way you take. So, okay, so I don't know. You need to respond a little bit. This is all very primary things. If at this stage you say all this, this is not good. So every vector length we have seen is actually VDC. This is what we have discussed and started the space vector with. Every vector length is having magnitude of VDC. Now, this side also, when you have hexagon like this, the side length will also be same, isn't it? Because it's an equilateral triangle which is getting formed over here. So this side length is VDC, and so this half of the length is what? VDC by 2. And then length of this, which is actually perpendicular also over here, the length of the maximum vector what can be realized, which means the radius of this inner circle will actually be what? Answers? Any answers?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir means what?
It's root 3 by 2 VDC.
So now if this is the vector length, which means the fundamental component which we are able to realize for the voltage vector, then peak phase fundamental voltage let's say VR1 would be 2 by 3 times of this magnitude. And this will be what? VDC by root 3, which is similar to what we were getting in the third harmonic injected PWM. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
so I
sir.
will try to keep the classes more interactive now. So be prepared from the next class and please be very attentive. This it cannot go like this one way, which means when I'm trying to cover a lot of things, you people are not listening at all. That is what is happening. Okay, so then let me complete at least this part. So then what we are seeing that despite lot of similarities with sine triangle PWM, having the same vectors applied, minus minus minus, plus minus minus, plus plus minus, and plus plus plus, all these are same. What we are doing in sine triangle, same we are doing in space vector also. Still, the utilization of the DC vector, DC bus, or the realization of the maximum peak phase voltage is different for both. So here it is coming similar to or same as third harmonic injected PWM. So the question comes, why this becomes different? We are applying the same vector for both the PWM, sine triangle and space vector. Still we are getting different fundamental in terms of the maximum voltage. What is the difference or what is the reason behind that difference? Is it clear to you or not, like what I'm saying? Something is going there? Any response, please? Any response? Okay, so what other people are doing actually? Pranjal, Suraj, Vijeta, Gopal, Akib, Rajesh.
Hello sir, this is Akib Javed.
Yeah, why not responding, Akib, at all?
No, sir, actually, sir, I am little bit lagging behind in the class. Means I am quarantined and I don't have previous notes with me. So, past 2-3 classes I am lagging behind. I will cover once my quarantine period will over.